Hello and welcome to the Marvel podcast. This is what we have been waiting for how long? Finally, the Multiverse of Madness. I went to see it today. I'm happy. Just so people know, this episode will contain spoilers. So if you don't want to hear about spoilers, I suggest you pause it right now, watch the film and come back to this when you've seen it. That is your fair warning, right? Because after this point, spoilers, okay? You have been warned, so don't come to me and say, oh, you gave me spoilers before I saw the film. You had a fair warning. I'll even give a little pause before I get into it. 3, 2, 1. Can you imagine Doctor Strange dies straight away? He dies. The first less than 5 minutes of the film. Dead. Killed. Destroyed. This film was full of twists and turns we could have never anticipated. They were talking about the death count being high. Talked about some gruesome horror elements. They really had it going on. So, it starts off, like I said, Doctor Strange dying. He gets killed by this ribbon monster, which was shown in the trailers. This kind of weird ribbon-like monster that's running through this strange dimension space, which is actually later on in the film revealed to be a place between universes. A little bit like in What If, where the Watcher chills between, watching through the glass. It's a little bit like that, but has a different aesthetic, and of course it's live action as well. And then America Chavez lands in the current reality, which also later on is revealed to be Universe 616, which got labelled by Christine Palmer's variant, the one with red hair that we also see in the trailer and promo footage. And being chased by Gargantos, this big one-eyed monster, which has also been seen. And yeah, it knocks out Doctor Strange pretty much straight away. Then Wong comes to help. The Cape tries to wake up Doctor Strange. And yeah, he gets back and then gruesomely destroys him. I'm almost doing like an explanation for the whole movie, scene by scene. Well, not quite scene by scene, but And yeah, the eye, oh gosh, ouch. But yeah, it really just starts with a bang, and then you have a little bit of him reminiscing on his past romance with Christine Palmer. And that's a theme throughout the film, that also in different universes they've had a relationship, and different winding roads, it goes in different ways. So yeah, I really liked this film. There's so much. When you want to say so many things, what your mouth can only say one thing. Speaking of mouths, so don't know if any of you have watched The Matrix or not Deadpool. What's the thing that did Deadpool dirty? X-Men. Which one was it? The Wolverine Origins, I think, where Ryan Reynolds reprised. Well, not reprised because it was before Deadpool, the film, but he played Deadpool in that. Not with his red suit and quirkiness and, not for work jokes. But, different version. Anyway, we get so many crossovers. We get Inhumans. We get Xavier from X-Men. We have the big reveal. Drumroll. Fantastic Four. Reed Richards, played by John Krasinski, which many people were excited about. Unpopular opinion, I was kind of indifferent about that. I'm excited for Fantastic Four, but John, Krasinski, that's neither here nor there for me, honestly. I'll be that. It could have been anyone, and that's fine. I know some people don't want to hear that, but yeah, that wasn't a big, reveal to me. I was excited to see Lashana Lynch back, and I think they kept that under wraps really well, considering that she's had a great year. Few years in films, Captain Marvel, James Bond, all the things. So the fact they kept that under wraps was pretty amazing. So it was cool to see a Captain Carter, which we knew, Haley Atwell reprising as a role live action, Peggy Carter, Captain Carter, wielding the shield and everything. Super awesome. But yeah, followed by some sad news. They all get killed by Wanda. And Wanda is actually the villain. I had a theory thinking she wasn't going to be, but she was. But I'll be honest with you. I'm officially Team Witch now. She could have done anything in this movie, and it's like, Wanda, it's okay. We know you've been through a lot. It's okay. So yeah, that's me 100%. And I really do feel, I know everyone's saying, yeah, it's just almost like it's on loop. But Wanda stole the show for this film. I don't care. Like, she was reasonable. Go see that. That line was just super on point. You can tell that she's got lots of screws loose. Her marbles are scattered all over the place, which is understandable considering all the trauma she's been through and, all her life. And then she's wielding this book of dark magic that doesn't do you any favors in terms of your own self-control. So it makes a lot of sense. And I'd say one of my theories was true, that there's multiple Wanders, which we clearly saw because there were different Wanders in different universes. And even in that one single body, the 616 Wanda / Scarlet Witch was taking over for the majority of the film. She even said it, third person and everything. It's like, because Wanda won't come to visit, it'll be the Scarlet Witch. It's like, yeah, that's definitely someone else. Same body, but someone else. And the kill count was crazy. She was just going around, killing people, doing her witchcraft and everything. She didn't care. She just wanted to see her kids. And it was kind of sad because when she did get to see her kids in all her kind of witchy glory, she literally scared the hell out of them. And she was upset. She was like, no, my children, no. Well, not like that, like literally, but you could tell she was really sad. It's like, oh my gosh, they're seeing me as this evil something that needs to stay away from them. That's really upsetting after all this, chaos I've caused to just try and reach them, and they don't even want to be with me, in terms of like the version of her that was on a rampage. And then the other version of Wanda was like, I'll take care of them. I was like, oh, it's such a nice moment. But yeah, really, really cool. I think, they're tapping more into like the emotional element of things and the mental health side of things, although it's not directly addressed, but clearly, there's a lot of problems. Not to, anyway, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of that because, yeah, that is definitely a rabbit hole, but it definitely does highlight these sorts of issues in the MCU, and there's been a kind of trend of that in Phase 4. So, yeah, that's definitely a thing. Then we had a post-credit scene, and that blew people's minds because this could be leading into some crazy stuff we are definitely not ready for. So, let me not even try and, say names and get the names mixed up. We have some very interesting cameos in this movie. We have interesting plot points. Something that I could have never anticipated is when Doctor Strange from our universe 616 uses the Darkhold right at the end of the film, he gets possessed and then he has his third eye open, which in real life isn't a bad thing, but in the movie is apparently like an evil thing. And very creepy as well when it's a literal eye in your forehead. And that is like, oh my gosh, is he going to be evil now? Is he going to be like the other Strange, the one that he was battling, that went around killing different strangers because he was very emotional? Let's just keep the story short there. And yeah, like it was good. The last end of credit scene was just a little bit, it was almost like which credit scene was just for the Bants? It wasn't anything special. It was like the Howard Duck credit scene where it's like, if you missed it, you literally didn't miss out on anything. It was just like a little bit of a kind of humor thing. So yeah, I like the film. I'm 100% Team Witch now. WandaVision sold me 100%. So Wanda could have literally done anything. But then I was going back in my mind at the end of WandaVision, and when you look at it, it really makes sense. I think I would have probably been more like, I would have been disappointed with the film if she was, like, thinking about it now, if she was actually just good for the whole thing, like perceived as good, because she had her reasoning for why she did what she did. Her methods maybe not the best way, but she had her reasoning. It would have been strange if she just kind of left it like, it is what it is. That would have been weirder, because by the end the hex had just disappeared. She was clearly not happy with that, and now Vision's gone times how many times I've literally lost count. Her kids are gone, which is real to her and was real with the hex because she can manipulate reality. And she's flown away to go study evil magic, and that's corrupt her on her already fragmented mind, as far as I'm concerned. And now she just wants her kids back, and so she went on a rampage with her new magic spells, which are really crazy and messed up. And but then at the end, not right at the end, but like near the end of the movie, she's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let me, destroy the dark hold everywhere so no one else is tempted by it. So she did kind of redeem herself, and then she destroyed the dark hold tower. There's now proof of Chthon in the MCU. So she destroyed that tower and she made it collapse on top of her, which I think she's fine. She's not got a scratch, please. She could have, that's just a little bit of rubble and stone to her. She could do a protection spell, magic, and all sorts. So I don't think she's even got a bruise or a scratch, let alone dead after that. She could have just made it crumble and then teleported out of there, or gone through a puddle, or gone through a portal, or phased through the ground. I know she doesn't phase, but I wouldn't be surprised if she could. To be fair, she could just be like, I'm gonna phase today because I can. I'm really strong and have lots of powerful magic, so why not? This is the day I do that. That's what I'd say. She'll definitely be back. My bet is that she will be back in Agatha House of Harkness. What else? She'll be back. There's a few places she could be. Definitely that one. I'll think about it. I might put in a blog post or a tweet later, when I think more about that. But there was another thing that I thought, I can imagine her showing up there. But we shall see. We shall see. I enjoyed the film. I can totally see why some people, I wouldn't even say won't enjoy it. They will just struggle to process what they have just seen, with all things considered, because you see this cheery, happy sitcom Wanda, and then this evil, murdering, crazy, psycho, evil, demon summoning Wanda. So that's quite a contrast, I must say. But I think Elizabeth Olsen did an amazing job. Please, let's get this so popular that I can interview Elizabeth Olsen on this platform. That will be great. And if Elizabeth Olsen ever hears this, hey, and that would be awesome. And I think she stole the show. Everyone else, I enjoyed the whole film, but she literally stole the show to me. And I'm Team Witch, so I'm obviously biased. Wonder Vision put put people on the spell, no pun intended. And it was good. I liked it. So that is my review, my little happy rant of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, finally out and finally seen by me and probably millions of other people by now. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, feel free to like, share, comment, tweet, however you want to do it. And thank you for listening.